Good morning, student. Welcome you all once again in my YouTube channel. I am Sunil Sangli, going to teach you the counters under the unit number 4, which is sequential logic design. In a previous session, we discussed the different types of counters. Under the different type of counter, we discuss asynchronous or ripple counter and asynchronous counter with the mod numbers. So today we are going to discuss the sequential logic counters, which is synchronous or parallel counter. Under that we are going to also discuss about the up and down synchronous counter and how to design a synchronous counter. So in the previous lecture we discussed about the introduction of the counters. So once again we'll revise that part. Counters are the circuit that cycle through a specified number of states. There are two types of counter: synchronous or parallel counter, asynchronous or ripple counter. So ripple counter allows some flip-flop output to be used as a source of a clock for the other flip-flop, and a synchronous counter apply all the same clock to all flip-flops. So that is a major difference between these two types of counter. So we'll see in detail synchronous or parallel counter, how it works. The synchronous or parallel counter, the flip-flops are clocked at the same time by common clock pulses. Means here the clock pulse are provided to the all flip-flops same or sequentially. We can design these counters using the sequential logic design process. So here the example: 2-bit synchronous or binary counter using T flip-flop or JK flip-flop with the identical JK input. So here these are the 4 states. Always we know, if we want to design the 2-bit counter, so always 2 raised to 2, the 4 states will be there: 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. And after that once again it will count 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 like this. So there will be 4 states. So here the major difference between the synchronous and asynchronous counter, here we should find out the input logic in a synchronous counter, because of clock are provided to simultaneously to all flip-flop. So here already we know the as per the excitation table what exactly the output. On the basis of that, what should be the input for the flip-flop. So here the present state of the 2 flip-flop, here the flip-flop 0 and flip-flop 1, initially the state will be considered 0 0. In next state the output should be 0 1. When your present state 0 1, the next state will be 1 0, and like this. So what should be the input for that? So here the A1 is 0 and A1 plus means that is the next state is also 0, so it is a no change. So when it can be happen, if the input is 0, that is a no change situation will occur. But here A0 is 0 and A0 plus, that is the next state, is 1. So here it's toggled. So when it gets toggled, if the input for the that's 0 A0 flip-flop means that is the TA0 should be 1. So like this for the next state 0 1, here the once again then next state is 1 0. So here the 0 1 means the TA1 is gets toggled 0 to 1, so the input for the TA1 should be 1. And here the 1 to 0, once again it gets toggled, so the input for the TA0 should be 1. So like this we can find out the flip-flop inputs for the 2 flip-flop, and depends on that we can find out the logic for the input. So here the every time the input is 1 1 1 for the first flip-flop, but what happen in that second flip-flop, it gets inverted input 0 1 1 0 0 1 like this. So it's toggle input for the next, and it gives the toggle output by the A0 like this 1 0 1 0 like so. So depends on that we can connect the A0's output for the next flip-flop as a input. So we'll get the situation of output. So here the TA1 is equal to TA0, means the output of the first flip-flop is connected as a input for the second flip-flop, and the first flip-flop will accept the high input, and here the clock is given parallelly to the both flip-flop. This next example for the synchronous or parallel counter, 3-bit synchronous or binary counter using T flip-flop. So here we need to once again find out the input logic. So there are 3 output, A0, A1, A2. So next state should be A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus. So initially the output will be 0 0 0, and next state the output should be 0 0 1. So for that we'll find the logic for that. So here the logic is TA1, all ones are here. So the all ones means TA0 is equal to 1. The TA1 is equal to A0 by using the K-map. By putting that value into the K-map, we'll get the equation TA1 is equal to A0 and TA2 is equal to A0 into A1. So this is the AND gate. We need one AND gate. The output of the first flip-flop and second flip-flop ANDing with that, and that will be the input for the third flip-flop. So here this diagram shows exactly. So TA2 is equal to A1 0 into A1. The A0 into A1 is given to here, and for the flip-flop 1 is given high, flip-flop 2 is given 0, like this. So the clock is parallelly given, and the output QA, QB, QC were here. Here the QA is LSB and QC is MSB. So this is for the 4-bit, once again 4-bit. This is the diagram for the 4-bit synchronous counter. So here 4-bit, so how many flip-flops are required? So 4 flip-flops are required. The output of the first flip-flop and second flip-flop is connected to the third flip-flop, and the output of the first, second, third is connected to the fourth flip-flop. Like this. So A0, A1, A2, A3, these are the output lines. So these are the exactly the, and another concept is a synchronous or decade counter by using the synchronous counter. And last we'll see that what exactly the difference between synchronous or asynchronous counter. Here the parameter will consider the first parameter, circuit complexity. In asynchronous counter, logic circuit is simple, and synchronous counter, with the increase the number of state, the logic circuit becomes complicated. In a second parameter, connection pattern, output of the preceding flip-flop is connected to the clock of the next flip-flop, but here there is no connection between output of the preceding flip-flop and clock of the next one. But the clock input, all flip-flops are not called clock simultaneously. Here all flip-flops are received clock signal simultaneously or parallelly. That's why it's called as a synchronous counter, and it's called as a asynchronous counter. Here the propagation delay, the n into the TD, where the n is number of flip-flop and TD is the propagation delay per flip-flop. So in second synchronous counter, n into TD flip-flop plus TD gets, so it is much shorter than that of the synchronous counter. So in a asynchronous counter there is a increased propagation delay. That's why it's slower than the synchronous counter. Last one, maximum frequency operation, low because of the long propagation delay and high due to the shorter propagation delay. So this is the major difference between asynchronous and synchronous counter. So I hope you clear the counter concept. So thank you for watching.